I know what you want, but I don't care. Well, the other day I decided to get involved into a gardening project. So you can see there is a ton of bushes running here that I've been cutting. I burned some, got rid of some others, and all of that to basically expose some areas that are really nice through here. As I was walking, I kept tripping on all these vines. There are vines everywhere. There is ivy growing. It's just so hard, but also there is quite a lot of thorny bushes, and rose bushes. So as I'm going through it, I'm getting completely tangled up. I mean, you can see some of them in here. And it reminded me of a scripture. I thought this is a great representation of a beautiful scripture. So let me talk to you about it. Paul in Hebrews 12:1 says to get rid of anything that weighs us down and the sin that easily entangles us. And that's the scripture that came to mind as I was cutting some of these bushes, and some of these thorns were grabbing on my shirt, grabbing on my pants, and you try to get away from one, all of a sudden there is a new branch that grabs you. And that is such a beautiful representation of what sin does to us. But also it does something else, not only the wrapping and the bothersome feeling that you get, but it can hinder, it can hide some beautiful things. Let me show you a couple of them. As I was clearing this section, I came across some nice little rocks. Some were completely hidden underneath, look at this canopy is just like a natural canopy. And nice rocks with beautiful moss on it. Some old decomposed trunks like this one here, or even some of these vines, pretty thick vines that go on and on and on and on and on forever. And then down here, it's pretty neat, this rock that looks just like a heart, just like a shape of a heart. Just beautiful things. And I think that's exactly what sin often does in our lives. It creates that covering to the point that the beauty that God bestowed upon us, we are imago Dei, the image of God, we cannot recognize anymore. People don't see it in us anymore, and sometimes we don't even see it ourselves. Because just like this garden, if we leave things unkept, all of a sudden thorn bushes, vines, everything else will grow. And sometimes we get lazy, sometimes we get complacent. And that's why we let all of these things take over in our lives. And why get rid of the weight? Why get rid of the sin that entangles us so easily? And the second part of that verse says, so that we may run with endurance the race that is set before us. And I can tell you, actually, walking the other day through those weeds and ivy, I could barely walk. I kept tripping and get completely entangled. Yeah, there is no way on earth that I can even think of running, with that stuff around my legs, around my feet. And why do we do that? Besides the laziness, besides the complacency, I think sometimes it's also a decision of the will. I mean, that's really what sin is. God is establishing something for us that is good, that is healthy, and we basically say, I know what you want, but I want what I want. I know what you want because you clearly stated it, but ultimately, I want what I want because I don't care enough. That's perhaps something that we can look at next time we get together. Have a fantastic weekend. Ciao.